Country singer Hank Williams rose to fame with his chart-topping hits in the 1940s, but his struggle with alcohol addiction took a toll on both his career and his marriage. I Saw the Light is the new film about his life. I had a chance to sit down with actress Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Williams' wife, Audrey May.
There's a lot of speculation about the hard lives that folk singers live.
What do you mean hard?
You go out on the road and you sleep with a different woman every night.
I need you with me.
You think you can treat me right then?
I can try.
Business is tough on marriage.
When you looked at the story in the script, and it's always interesting when it's based on kind of true events and a true person. Were you a fan of his prior to, or was it just the story you loved?
I wouldn't call myself a fan of his. I knew who he was. It's not like I didn't like him. I just didn't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
I knew a handful of his songs, but not all of them or most of them either. So it was really, when I read the script, it was about that. It was about the story that Mark's telling about his relationship with his wife Audrey and his relationship to women and his relationship to fame and celebrity and his own demons that I was drawn to. And I think the reason I love Audrey so much is because I'm always intrigued by characters that you may not like, but you hopefully have compassion, empathy for, and cheer for them and understand their struggles, and you defend them in a way. And so that was also very interesting to me, because I felt sorry for her, even though she was kind of notoriously disliked.
She was. That's why, and she's an interesting character though, because she's quite strong. She doesn't listen to anybody. I mean, she's, she thinks she knows exactly what needs to happen.
Yes. Stubborn.
Stubborn, but it's kind of interesting because back in those days, to have a woman who's really kind of calling the shots for a little while anyway, would have been pretty rare in a life of celebrity.
Yes, so I'm not too sure, because when I was doing research and you watch documentaries and you read interviews, you listen to interviews of people talking about her and their opinions on her, I can't quite tell that the reason why they describe her as being so tough and they laugh every time they think of her because of how difficult she was.
Yeah.
I can't quite tell if it was because of the time and because of the place. I'm pretty sure she was also very tough and stubborn, considering she was the business mind for Hank. And without him, he wouldn't have gotten certain meetings, he wouldn't have gone into certain radio stations. She did all that kind of work. She wanted it for herself as well, but in a way she did it for him. And then even after he passed, she was still a businesswoman. She still tried to have a career. She made her son, Hank Jr., start off young and singing, and her own daughter Lucretia even got on stage for a bit. So she was driven, and I would love to know why so much. And you can't really find too much information except for facts of her upbringing and family life.
But so much was lost, and a lot of people would have maybe even packed it in terms of certainly the business. She didn't. So Tom plays Hank.
Yeah.
Tell me about working with Tom in this, playing this iconic figure in musical history.
He's incredible in the movie. Incredible. He's technically such a genius actor, but that wouldn't really make a difference if it weren't, if he didn't have so much soul behind it and so much of his own, blood and sweat and tears, literally.
Now I'm so happy of sorrow.
Country music, it's sincere. Man sings a sad song, he knows it's sad.
I Saw the Light opens in select theaters this weekend.